Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be discussing quadratic equation. Quadratic equation basically has four methods in solving them. We have the factorization method, we have the completing the square method, we have the formula method, that is the quadratic formula method, then we have the graphical method. But for this video, we'll be concentrating our effort on factorization method. The technique of factorization method is often by trial and error, and you need to know that quadratic equation is one in which the highest power of the unknown quantity is 2. So the reason why we say the technique of factorization is often of trial and error, you will see as we journey through this video, because you have to think of some numbers, and by the time you work it out, it should give you a certain result. If it does not give you, definitely you try some other numbers until you're able to arrive at your desired result. But that's notwithstanding, as you journey through this video, you will find it easier and interesting. So we have some questions here. Let's start with the first question. For question number 1, you will say solution number 1. So let's say solution number 1. Solution 1. This is the first question. We have x squared plus 2x minus 8 equals 0. X squared plus 2x minus 8 equals 0. So first thing first, so this is factorization method. For us to factorize, there are some things we have to put in place first. The first one is there's something we used to call product. And there's something we used to call sum. I will explain what I mean by product and sum. Now for product, it means you will take whatsoever is on your extreme left and multiply it with whatsoever on your extreme right. That is your product. You multiply it. That's why we call it what? Product. That is the reason why we call it product. So beautiful. So we have on our extreme left x squared, we have on our extreme right minus 8. So if you say minus 8 times x squared, to give you what? Minus 8x squared. That's your product. Now for your sum, just take whatsoever is in the middle, anything, but make sure you put the sign into consideration. I'm sure you remember we put this minus into consideration. That's why we have minus 8x squared. That's our product. That's why we call it product. We times it together. But for sum, anything that you have in the middle, you bring it here. Like this one, we have 2x. Beautiful. Now, because it is plus, that's why we're not putting it. But if it is minus, you are going to put it there. Now, this is where the situation of trial and error comes in. I will not want to waste much of our time for this video, but I will tell you one or two things. You are going to look for two numbers, such that if you times that two number, that's why we call it product. If you times it, it will give you minus 8x squared. That same number, if you add it, if you plus it, it will give you 2x. So the method is just as simple as that. That's why we call it trial and error. But what I always do is just look for two numbers that can multiply to give you 8. Then you see those ones, how you can manipulate them, that will give you, when you add them, it will give you 2. So 1 times 8 can give you 8. But 8 minus 1 or minus 1 plus 8 will not give you 2, irrespective of how you place the sign. Then 2 times 4 will give you 8. 2 times 4 will give you 8. 2 minus 4 or 4 minus 2, there is a way you manipulate it, it will give you 2. So with that, you should have it at the back of your mind that 2 and 4 will work. So let's see how we can bring them out. Let's say 2 and 4, 2 and 4. It will work, but let's see how we're going to place those sign and x. So if you say 2 times 4, it will give us 8. That means, and we need minus 8. That means one of those numbers will have minus. So if you say minus 2 times 4, it will give us minus 8. Okay, let's try and see that. If you say minus 2 times 4, it will give us minus 8. If you say minus 2 plus 4, it will give us 2. So minus 2 and 4 will work. So let's place their x. Beautiful. So let's test it. Minus 2x times 4x will give us, okay, this minus, this is it. 2 times 4 will give us 8. X times x will give us x squared. So for this one, minus 2x plus 4x is just like saying 4x minus 2x. It will give us what? 2x. That means our two number that we're looking for is minus 2x and plus 4x. So we just place it in here. Beautiful. So in between here, we are going to place these two numbers, minus 2x and plus 4x. Plus 4x. Beautiful. We have this here. So instead of this, just leave what is on your extreme left, you bring it back. What is on your extreme right, you do what? You still bring it back. Beautiful. So those two numbers that you're able to come up with, minus 2x and plus 4x, minus 2x and plus 4x, you just bring it in between. So that's what we've just done. The moment you're able to get these two numbers, your job is half solved. So all you just need to do is just to come here and put a bracket, and come here and put a bracket. Very easy. The job here is just for you to look for those two numbers, but the moment you're able to get those two numbers, you are good to go. So what is next now is just for you, this is where the factorization comes in. This is where the factorization comes in. What is common? X is here, x is here. So you just bring out what is common. Now x is here, x is here. So let's bring out what is common. Beautiful. So if you have x into two places here, if you bring out 1, so you'll be left with 1x here, x is here. So you have your minus. So x has gone out here, you'll be left with what? 2. So you close your bracket, because if you multiply this back, you get what you have here. Now what is common here? Look at it. 4 is common. 4 is common here. If you look at it very well, 4 is what? Common. And if you bring out 4 here, you'll be left with what? X. Now, let me sound the note of warning. By the time you are factorizing, what you have here must be the same as what you have here, because at the end of the day, it's going to be the same. What do I mean? You say 4 is common here, 4 is there, 4 is there. This 4 is already out, you are left with S. If you bring out 4 here, you'll be left with 2, because if you say 4 times x, it will give you 4x. 4 times minus 2 will give you what? Minus 8. Awesome. So having done that, you are good to go. All you just need to do is to do what? Bring out what is outside here and what is outside here. You bring it together. So you have x plus 4 x plus 4 equals 0, or this one, x minus 2 equal 0. So having done that, just bring out this one that is there, s plus 4. And this one, s minus 2, s minus 2, they are the same thing. Just bring out 1. So this x plus 4 now, if you want to make s the subject of the formula, you are taking this plus 4 out. Here, it will change to minus 4. Or x equal this minus 2. If you are bringing it out, here it will change to what? Plus 2. So that's our answer. So x is what? Minus 4 or plus 2. Very interesting. So that's your answer. Our job majorly is getting these two numbers, but the moment you're able to get them, you are good to go. So let's go straight to solution number 2. Solution 2. This is the question. So we go via the same process. Beautiful. So go through the same process. Our first thing is to get our what? Our product. Don't forget, like we did in our first question. Like now you should know what and what to do. Our product will be multiplying what we have at this extreme left by what we have at this extreme right, because there is minus here. Definitely our product will have minus. So 3 times 4 will give you what? 12. Then we now have s squared. So we have minus 12 s squared. That would be our what? Our product. So let's get our sum. Without wasting much of our time, you know what our sum is now. Anything that is in between here, anything now is what? Minus 11x. Beautiful. Now what's next? If you have to go by what we did here, after getting our product and sum, is to look for two numbers, so that those two numbers, if you times them, that product, it will give us this. That same two numbers, if you add them, it will give us this. Let's quickly do that here. Now let's get those two numbers. Now, like I told you, what I used to do is to look for those numbers that can multiply together, that will give us this product. So you see those ones you can shuffle out. At the end of the day, that will give you your sum. So let's start. 1 times 12 will give us 12. But 12 minus 1 will give us 11. In a likely manner, we are going to be using something that is closer to that, because 3 times 4 will give us 12. But there's no how you want to manipulate 3 and 4. If you add it or subtract it, it cannot give you 11. So without wasting much of our time, that means we are going to be using what? 1 and 12. Because if you say 1 times 12 will give you 12. If you say 12 minus 1, it will give you 11. So that has made our job easier. So that means we are using what? 1 and 11. 1 and 12 rather, because I said 1 times 12 will give us 12. That means we are using what? 1 and 12. Beautiful. So we are using 1 and 12. So there is no how we manipulate this. If we say 1 times 12, it will give us what? 12. If we say 12 minus 1, it will definitely give us 11. So working around this will go a long way to help our work. Beautiful. So let's quickly see what we can do. 1 times 12 will give us 12. But this 12 has minus. That means we can't put minus on both sides, because if we put minus times minus will give us plus, and this is not plus. So that means one of them will have minus. Good. If you put minus here, if you say minus 1 times 12, it will still give us this. We can put minus in either of the two, but let's consider the sum. The sum now is minus 11x. That means for us to have minus 11, that means it's the bigger number that will have minus, because you say 1 minus 12, it will give us minus 11. Beautiful. Because we are now adding, this is sum. You say 1 plus minus 12 is in the same thing as 1 minus 12. It will give us what? Minus 11. It's just like saying minus 12 plus 1. It will give you what? Minus 11. So let's put our x. Awesome. So let's put our x on both sides. Beautiful. So let's test run. 1x times minus 12x. So this minus will definitely be here. 1 times 12 will give us 12. X times x will give us what? S squared. It has worked for that. 1x plus minus 12x, or minus 12x plus 1x will give us what? Minus 11x. So we are making use of this. Beautiful. Our job has been made easy. So we just come up with this that we have here. Beautiful. So instead of what we have at the middle, we just put 1x and minus 12x. Don't forget, 1x is still the same thing as x. So if you remove this 1, you are still saying the same thing as x. So it's either you put 1x or you put x, is still the same thing. So that we will not get ourselves confused. So here now we have awesome, because it's plus 1x that we have here. Okay, let's put the 1 so that some people will not get confused. But if you say x, you are still saying the same thing. So let's just put our 1x. 1x is still the same thing as x. Then minus 12x that we have here. Beautiful. So instead of what we have at the middle, we just put what those numbers we have come up with. So having done that, just put bracket here. As usual, just bracket both end. Beautiful. Awesome. Having done that, so we're almost done. Now look here. What is common here? Here and here. X is common. X is here. X is here. So you just bring out the x that is common. Then you are left with here now. This x that is here, there are 2. So 1 is out already. So you'll be left with what? 3x. Beautiful. Plus 1. It's even better we put our 1, because if it is only x, some people may be asking, how come? How did you come about our 1? So it's good. Then minus. We now have what is common here. 4 can go here, 4 can go here. So we have 4 can go. We have 4. 4 is common. If you remove 4 from here, you'll be left with what? 3x. Like I gave you an hint the other time that as you are factorizing, what is in this bracket here will definitely be what is in here. Will definitely. Because if you multiply it, if you say minus 4 times 3x, it will give you this minus 12x. Minus 4 times 1, it will give you what? Minus 4. Awesome. So equals 0. Having done that, so what is left for us now is just to take what is outside here, which is x, and what is here, minus 4. So we have x minus 4 equals 0. Or just pick one. 3x plus 1 equals 0. 3x plus 1 equals 0. Beautiful. Just make the x the subject of the formula now. If this minus 4 comes out of this equality sign, it will change to plus 4. So our x will equals 4 here. Or now here we have 3x plus 1. If this plus 1 comes out first, it will be minus 1. So we'll be left with what? 3x equals minus 1. Awesome. So this one, we are through with this x plus 4, but this one we are not through yet, because we want to make x the subject of the formula. That means we are going to divide here by 3 and here by 3, so that our x can stand alone. If you have not seen our change of subject formula, I said in that video that we'll be making use of such in virtually a whole lot of topics in mathematics. That's what we are trying to do here. So awesome. Okay, let's still bring this down. So let's still say our x equals 4 on this side. Our x still equals 4. Or on this side, we actually want to make x the subject of the formula. So here we have 3x. We are dividing both sides by 3 so that our s can stand alone. Here we have what? Minus 1. And we are dividing by 3. Awesome. So having done that, our 3 can cancel out 3. This 3 can cancel out this 3. So our x is now standing alone. So with this now, we can now say our x equals 4, or our x equals minus 1 over 3. Awesome. Beautiful. So that comes to the end of our video. You can always pause, rewind this video for better clarification and understanding. If you have any issue or question with this video or any of our video, kindly drop a comment here. We'll reply as soon as we can. Kindly help us to like this video and also help us to subscribe to this YouTube channel, My Simple Maths. And don't forget to press the notification bell so that you can always receive notification from us whenever we post a new video. Thank you.